Meeting of the Conservation Commission is in session. And I'd like to start it by having the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Get a kid to come.
Welcome to the October 15th meeting of the Conservation Commission. This meeting is being recorded and streamed by Millbury Public Access Cable Television. Available live on public access channels, Charter 191 and Verizon 26. The meeting is also available through Zoom or by phone. Anyone who is participating through Zoom or by phone should state their name and address when speaking. Thank you. First item on the agenda is a request for a certificate of compliance. Millbury Conservation Commission will conduct a public meeting on Wednesday, October 15th at 6:30 at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, Millbury, to act on a continuance for a request for a certificate of compliance for 2 Hastings Ave. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Ronald Stead, Chairman. Notice that this is actually for continuance. So, I need a motion to continue to
That'll be November 5th.
5th.
November 5th.
And I will move to continue this meeting to November 5th.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimously continued. The Millbury, this is now new business. That previous one was old business, pardon me. Millbury Conservation Commission will conduct a public meeting on Wednesday, October 15th at 6:30 PM at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, Millbury, Mass, to act on a request for a determination of applicability for 183 West Main Street regarding the proposed demolition of the existing house and garage and the construction of a new single-family home and an accessory dwelling unit. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, Ronald Stead, Chairman. And this is also a continuance?
No.
It is not a continuance.
No.
My apologies, we got a lot of continuances tonight. Please tell us who you are, and you have the floor.
All right, good evening. My name is Rhonda Tawadros, and I'm here with Alpha Omega Engineering. And I also have my client, Mr. Fadi El-Messiah. He's here also with us.
Welcome.
So he had purchased the property, and he would like to demolish the existing house, the existing garage, and build another single-family home and an ADU unit in the back. So if you are, I'm not sure if you're going to put up the plan so I can show them. Or I can just, all right. I did this for my own.
Sorry.
We got a thing for it.
Oh. So if you can all see, this here is the existing condition. This is a single-family home. This is the existing garage. They're both going to be demolished. There's also this driveway. It's currently gravel, and the wetlands is across the street. And I kind of drew the 100-foot buffer zone. So as you see, The only thing is gonna be in the 100-foot buffer zone, it's only a small section from the existing driveway. So this is gonna be the proposed. So right now, the house is on a septic, but it's in the back, it's gonna be connected to sewer. The driveway is gonna stay in the same place, it's gonna be paved, and it's gonna be a lot shorter, as you see, like before it went all the way to the back. Except that it's just gonna be a little bit wider here for a turnaround area. And we also gonna improve the site by putting infiltration trench on both sides of the driveway. And the house is gonna be here outside of the buffer, the ADU units all the way back outside of the buffer, and the stockpile area is gonna be in the back. So basically, the only thing that's gonna be in the 100-foot buffer is just widening the driveway just a little bit, to have like a turnaround access area.
So that's gonna be lawn?
It's currently lawn, there are no trees here.
No.
Yep.
Now, how does the person from the ADU, what if they have a car, do they have to walk to the,
Yeah, the driveway gonna end right here.
you know,
Yep. And they can walk.
questions from the commission?
Sure. Thank you. So is there any intent to put a sidewalk or to maintain the gravel to the back, or is it just going to be like a walk across the grass? And what impact might that have on just like the condition of the terrain there?
It is currently, it's not really gonna change much, but they can put maybe just cobblestones or something for a walkway. Are they gonna do like a little bit of a walkway?
Probably, a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, so if they will do a little bit of a cobblestone or something for a driveway, it is outside the 100-foot buffer.
I know it's none of our business really, but describe what an ADU is, because obviously we're gonna see a lot of them.
Yes, it's accessory dwelling unit, and basically, it's gonna be just an attached unit.
Unattached, right?
Unattached,
Yeah.
sorry. It's detached.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another word for it. Yeah, so it's basically, it's a small unit that's gonna be 900 square feet. Yeah,
So it's gonna be like a bedroom, a kitchen, and a dining room, and a living room,
probably.
something like that?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be also connected to a sewer system, the storage system?
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be connected to the town sewer and town water.
Okay.
There's currently a septic, but they're gonna abandon that and connect the new house to the existing sewer and water.
Pretty nice lot. I'm familiar with it. Very nice.
This afternoon. So.
Yeah.
Quite nice. Yep. Questions from the commission? From the audience?
I do have another
Yep.
question. With because there's also the 200-foot zone, and is the septic in that location going to be a concern with it being abandoned and left, or is that something we need to concern ourselves with?
This is not in the riverfront area,
Okay.
despite it being also on Briarly Pond, not far down the street from the other project. But it's outside the riverfront area, so she's correct. It's only buffer zone work right now, significantly separated from the pond. So I prepared the 8 protected resources sheet, and I think that the project design has satisfied what I checked off here, because they're going to make attempts to infiltrate any storm water, and they're going to mitigate everything here. They're going to detain the storm water. It's going to infiltrate, so it improves the water quality, a living filter. They're going to design it so that the water flow patterns stay on the property. So I think it's a pretty low impact project.
Chairman, the question.
Go ahead,
Where's the septic going to be located?
It's gonna be
Excuse me, not
connected to
septic, the
Sewer?
sewer, yeah.
The sewer line is right here, they're gonna add the units right there.
Okay.
And also, we're proposing self-fence and erosion control all around the property, and a construction entrance with 3-inch stones. During the construction until it's paved.
Any other questions? How about anybody who's zooming in here? Okay, so, I guess I'll accept a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Any further discussion?
Excuse me, Mr.
Oops, sorry, go
It's
ahead.
only a meeting. It's a meeting. It's a meeting, not a hearing.
Oh, so,
Oh,
what am I doing wrong here?
No, it was just the motion needs to be amended
Oh.
to be a meeting. Sorry, not a hearing.
Close the meeting?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so,
I'll rescind that motion, previous motion. Make a motion to close the meeting.
okay, is there a second?
Seconded.
No further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Now, do we also have to approve this project?
Yeah, negative determination, I think, would be recommended.
Okay,
And I will move for a negative determination on 183 West Main.
I'll second.
it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
I think we'd like to explain to Mr. Fetty there what a negative determination is, based on the wording of it.
Yeah, he probably knows what it means, negative
It means
determination.
something.
It's good. Right.
Simplified.
Yeah, very simplified. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just got to vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we're done, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
Thank you, ma'am.
So we're calling things meetings instead of hearings? Is that what's happening here,
Yeah,
this new format?
because because all the abutters don't have to be notified, it's,
Oh, because it was a
it's a meeting,
request for determination.
right?
Okay, I got it. Moving new business to 449 Southwest Cutoff. That, if you don't know where it is basically opposite Ballard Mac up on Route 20. The Millbury Conservation Commission will conduct a public hearing on Wednesday, October 15th at 6:30 PM at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, to act on a notice of intent for a proposed parking lot expansion and stormwater improvements at 449 Southwest Cutoff. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. Ronald Stead, Chairman.
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
did this come before us about 2 years ago?
Yes, but for different, yeah, this has been before us before.
Okay.
Please introduce yourself, and you have the floor.
Good evening. My name is Tim Hool, civil engineer with BL Companies. Our company address for the record is 100 Constitution Plaza in Hartford. I am the civil engineer of record for this project. I do have, joining via Zoom, I have Tim Sullivan from National Grid. If there are any questions for operations or facilities, he is here to answer any questions you may have. So as noted, the proposed site here in discussion is 449 Southwest Cutoff. It is owned and operated by its Massachusetts Electric Company, commonly referred to as National Grid. This is an electric operations facility for them. Their electric division has their offices and various training spaces here on this site. And they're looking to make some relatively minor improvements to the site as a whole that I'll get into in a moment. But this property does have frontage on Southwest Cutoff, which is towards the plan north. Is it possible to get the screen share going? Thank you. Okay, so I see it's coming up now. So Southwest Cutoff is up here on the plan north. Due north is generally to the top of the plan sheets. It's kind of diagonally top right a little bit. And then there is also a small section of frontage along Lottie Farm Road on the southwest corner of the property. That is actually where the driveway access is located, is from this southwest corner into the property. This property is a little unique because the property line is fairly large. It's basically a big rectangle coming through the middle, the large surveyed areas that you can see here. However, it's split between the town of Millbury and the city of Worcester. The red line going through the center of the plan is the town line, with Worcester being on the north side and Millbury on the south side of that line. In total, the parcel is just under 13 acres, about 12.8. As mentioned, it's currently operated by National Grid as an electric division operations facility. There is their existing building located more on the western side of the site, located in this area. That building is roughly 63,000 square feet in size. No proposed modifications to the building itself as part of this project. The building will remain as is. There are surrounding parking facilities around the building itself, on the north, east, and south sides. And then a number of years ago, there was some added parking coming across the frontage of Southwest Cutoff on the Worcester side, across the top of the plan sheet in this general area here. The kind of south central portion is a lot of their operations training facilities. They have various accommodations there for training of whether it's lines crew, pole crews, or various other field operations. The site, and the reason why we are here is there are some wetland resource areas on this parcel, specifically on the western side. And there's a little bit on this site, and a larger wetland system here in this area near the corner of Southwest Cutoff and Lottie Farm Road. In total, the wetland system is just over an acre in size, with approximately 13,700 square feet of wetland area located on this project site, which the property line ends for this site in this, I know it's a little hard to see on the screen there, but in this general area here is the edge of the National Grid property. And there is also a very small wetland on the southern side of the driveway, down in this area down here, that is approximately 2,500 square feet in size. So all told, 2 wetland resource areas on site. Both were delineated by BL Company's staff, our own soil and wetlands experts, and were determined to be vegetated wooded wetland areas. As part of the proposed project, there are no direct wetlands impacts, and I'll get into the proposed impacts in a moment. But the last item I wanted to note on wetlands and the existing conditions was that there are no noted floodplain areas according to FEMA on this property. So jump ahead to the site plan. So the proposed project includes a fairly limited scope. There's 3 pockets of work areas, but the overall initiative here is, as a company, National Grid is looking to add more electric vehicles to their fleet. Recognizing the environmental sensitivity, they would like to go green and add EV capabilities, and to do so, they need to add EV charging infrastructure. That's the main driver for this project. This is a very highly populated site. There's a lot of workers that come and go out of this site, so just a straight conversion of existing parking stalls to EV does not satisfy their needs. They need to add parking because these electric vehicles will be additional vehicles into their fleet. So there's an addition of parking. That's the core driver here. Those parking spaces are largely the work areas themselves are highlighted in that shaded gray color. We've got 48 total new parking spaces, 20 of which will be EV capable. Those EV stalls are in this cluster on the western side over here. Those are strategically located to be closer to the building. Generally speaking, their electric vehicles for their fleet are more pickup trucks or SUVs for maybe it's their field engineers or similar to go out and do a lot of the various engineering and research activities for projects. It's not at this time, they aren't employing any heavy trucks in an electric capacity. And then on the northern cluster here, we are also adding in a handful more spots, roughly another 28 or so in this section. Again, this is a very populated site for National Grid, looking to squeak in a few more parking stalls so that they have more capacity for staff, especially for the higher volume days when they have training events. So that's the big driver for the project. From a wetland standpoint, there's no major impacts on the eastern side. The only work of note on the eastern side over in this area here that I'm kind of circling now, the existing stormwater management basin is over there. We are expanding that fairly significantly to account for the increased in impervious areas on site. The vast majority of this new stormwater will flow in that direction, so it's a footprint increase for the basin. We are installing sediment forebay in the basin, expanding the footprint, and then we are proposing pre-treatment as well, which I can get into in a moment. The buffer zone areas and work falling under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act is isolated largely to this western parking lot where the EV stalls are located. We do have, if you could see kind of this line that I'm tracing now coming across the middle, that is the 100-foot buffer zone from the flagged wetland, which encompasses roughly 95% of that westernmost parking area. I can zoom in closer over here just so we can get a closer look. This is the section specifically within Millbury. The line here with the triangles on it, that is the flagged wetland boundary by, again, BL staff. We do get fairly close, but we are staying several feet away from the edge of the wetland resource area to provide this expanded parking lot. There is a drop-off of roughly 6 to 8 feet in elevation from the current paved area down to the wetlands. So we are proposing to install a retaining wall. That retaining wall is holding up the parking lot, so it can be constructed from that uphill side. There's very little expected impacts on the downhill side, and certainly none proposed within the wetland resource area itself. So we do have the proposed retaining wall kind of ringing this area. There is a section of gravel between the top of the retaining wall and the edge of paved area. That is where the EV equipment will be located between the chargers, and then there is a small area for a small transformer for the EV equipment. And then certainly the parking stalls themselves located in this more solid gray area. So specific for stormwater, we are making a few modifications to the site as a whole, but the intention will largely remain the same. I will jump over to our stormwater or our drainage plan now. So in total, there is an existing stormwater management system on site. It is on the older side. It doesn't necessarily meet all the requirements of the current standards. But essentially what's happening is the western side, we're proposing a new catch basin located down here at the very southern end of the expanded parking. That will be main collection point for this new area, as well as the existing driveway. In order to balance flows, we do need to change what catch basins flow where on site so that we can reduce peak discharge rates towards the wetland, but also still retain somewhat similar flow volumes so that we don't dry up the wetland or drastically reduce the amount of water going to the wetland. So this western side, we are adding a new catch basin in the driveway. It's going to be piped to the north and tie into an existing drainage line that discharges into the wetland currently through an existing pipe outlet. There is no new proposed discharge points. We are reusing the existing discharge point. There's also an existing catch basin located roughly on the corner of the building, the northwest corner here. We are proposing to swap that out for a hydrodynamic separator unit. And I believe this, there will be a hydrodynamic separator treatment unit online as well, so that all water collected in these two units are, in these two catch basins, are treated prior to discharge. In the central portion, this is where some of the reworking happens. Some of this water today currently pipes towards the west and out towards the wetlands, but because we're adding impervious surface on that western side, we're changing the flow direction around. So we're taking the water that's over in this central portion today and adding a new catch basin, and instead of it piping to the west, we're changing the direction and having it pipe into the east. So there's some regrading in this area, a new storm drain pipe coming through the middle, and all of this water will flow to the east through the existing underground infrastructure and down into the expanded basin here on the far eastern side. And you can see the footprint change here. It is a sizable increase on that stormwater basin, to result in a net decrease in peak discharge rates towards the eastern direction as well. It should be noted that stormwater basin is also split partially between Millbury and Worcester. Under existing conditions, it's mostly in Millbury. In the expanded footprint, it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 60-40, between 60% being in Worcester, 40% in Millbury. And finally, we do have a full erosion control plans in place in this this design set, but essentially consisting of silt fence for barrier between work areas and resource areas, as well as silt sacks and catch basins, normal sweeping measures for paved areas that may receive some sediment tracking from the kind of patchwork or isolated work zones on site, as well as other standard good housekeeping measures. I guess the last item I would share is I actually coordinated with Robin earlier. Unfortunately, neither one of us have heard from Mass DEP. We were hopeful that either they sent it right to me, or they sent it right to Robin, and the other one of us didn't hear. But we have not heard from DEP, so we do not have the file number or comments from them yet. However, I'd be happy to answer any questions or take any comments you have, so that when we come back, once we have DEP's information, we can hopefully have any comments addressed at that time.
Any comments from the board? Mr. Flynn?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm glad to hear the discussion of the stormwater changes, and I was initially concerned that with the redesign in the direction of stormwater, that it may have caused a loss of stormwater going to the wetlands. But I was glad to see that they balanced the site in that regard. I just want to point out to the commission that because of the difference in bylaws that the Worcester operates under, that most of the work on this side of the site is in Millbury. The line goes right across here. So that's because Millbury allows them to build right up to the buffer, right up to the wetland line. I did have some concern about this wall and a footing so close to the wetland. It says bottom of wall is an elevation where it seems to meet the grades there. I would think you'd be putting in a footing, but I know the design that's separated from this plan right now. You're asking for a design from another engineering firm to do the wall? Is that right?
This would be a modular block wall, so it would be coming from whoever the selected manufacturer is, would give us the stamp drawings, but if it
Right.
could be, say, Versalock, for example, generally for those, what they do is, they bury 1 to 2 courses of block. So in this case, if we're going a standard Versalock, their square foot unit, for example, they're 8 inches high, so they might be burying 8, maybe 16 inches. It comes down to the structural calculations, how much they need to bury. But because it's just burying 1 or 2 courses, it's not like a traditional spread footing that you would have on a cast wall. We're able to keep the trench very narrow for the footing of that wall. So it really, just enough for them to work and set the block. It could be 6 inches wider than the wall itself. It doesn't really need to be that wide at all. So that's why we feel we're able to kind of work as close as we are, because we're going specifically with a modular block. If it were more of a traditional spread footing, cast in place wall, they would have kind of like that T shape of the footing. That would notably encroach into the wetlands. That's why we steered away from that.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, so
Yep, go ahead, Paul.
no cement is going to be used at all, right?
Not on that wall, no. It'll be
All modular?
all modular, yeah. There'll be concrete blocks, but it will all be precast units that are brought into the site. No concrete poured on site for that wall.
The only other thing I noted, and I didn't thank you, we were invited for a site walk, and I went with the planning director and the engineering consultant for the planning board, and we took some time and walked around. The infiltration basin, the detention basin.
It does have some select infiltration, but
Okay.
it is primarily
A
detention.
detention basin.
Yeah.
The outlet of that does not empty into a wetland. It goes off into the woods, and so there's no potential wetlands direct impacts from that structure. So I did not give it a lot of attention. Other than that, it seems a well thought out design, and I don't have any issues with it at this point.
Mr. Chairman?
Sam, please.
So with the block construction on that wall, you said this is at the top of a 6-8 foot grade?
So the wall will be, the parking lot is up on the uphill side. The wetland is about 6 to 8 feet lower.
So is there either like, depending upon how you're going to be able to place those blocks, like, are you going to have to move in on the lower level to work, or can you work from that upper level to get down without putting machinery onto the wetlands?
So the initial excavation for the footing, they'll get pretty close, but the intention is, and you'll see if we look at the erosion control plan, and I can pull that up as I'm mentioning here, we set the silt fence line very tight to the wetland. So that's their construction fence in essence. They get their excavator right next to that. They dig the footing. Once they set that first course of block and second course, they then build the wall from the high side, from the site side, not the wetland side, because they're able to build it, up and away. If it were the reverse condition with the wetland higher and the site lower, it would not work. But because the site's on the high side, we're able to build it from the site side, so the impacts towards the wetlands are very minimal.
Any other comments, questions? Go on.
No, sir.
So we're going to continue this, correct? Because they don't have a number.
Correct.
I will move to continue the hearing for 449 Southwest Cutoff to November 5th.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you.
One comment before you leave.
Yes.
In my own computer, I was having trouble finding the cursor because it was white. And I went to Geek Squad, not for that purpose, but for other problems. In the process, I mentioned that I had trouble seeing my cursor. So he immediately pressed a lot of buttons. I got a great big green cursor now. I don't know if anybody else had that problem. I know, I saw you did have a green one. My only comment was, a nice bigger green cursor would have been helpful.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look that up. Thank
Hey,
you.
hey, if I can help you.
Yeah, yeah.
Go to your mouse settings.
I go to my grandkids. I don't go to Geek Squad.
Easy.
All right. I'll have to look at that when I get back.
Where did you say you went? To mouse settings?
Your mouse
Oh,
settings.
see, I don't even know where that is. I don't even know what it is. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was November 5th?
November 5th.
Yes.
Yeah.
November 5th.
Thank you.
All right.
Good plan.
Which brings us to 33 Tainter Hill Road, request for certificate of compliance. Moby Conservation Commission will conduct a public meeting on Wednesday, October 15th at 6:30 PM at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, to act on a request for a certificate of compliance for the construction of a duplex at 33 Tainter Hill Road. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Ronald Stead, Chairman. And we are also going to continue this, is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hey.
I just want to point out, I distributed some plans, the as-built and then the proposed plan. The bone of contention is with a swale that I did not find on the property. And when that was discussed, the proponent's representative asked for a continuance until we can have a look at that, which we will do tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so we need a motion this, to continue this to
Yes, I would say yes.
Motion to
Okay.
continue.
33 Tainter Hill
Right,
to November 5th.
to November 5th.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Which brings us to Old Common Road, 78-1, Phase 1, Notice of Intent. And they, I believe, are also requesting a continuance. Marlborough Conservation Commission will conduct a public hearing on Wednesday, October 15th at 6:30 PM at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, to act on a continuance of a notice of intent for vacant land at Old Common Road, 78-1, for the purpose of constructing upgrades to an existing gravel road known as Old Common Road for pavement, utilities, and stormwater management, which will occur partially within the 100-foot wetland buffer zone. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Ronald Stead, Chairman. Mr. Flynn.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, what are you looking for from me?
You want to tell us why we're going to continue it?
The proponent has several changes to the plans that are in development for the planning board, and so he felt that it wasn't an appropriate use of time for either the commission or himself to continue this because he didn't have all the information for the final plan.
Questions from the commission? A motion to continue.
So moved.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay. You have on the new business, the enforcement order for 187 West Main Street. Do you want to discuss that, or has that been dealt with?
No, I'm looking for a ratification
Okay,
of that order, please.
so tell us why we need to ratify it.
There was a lengthy list, among which was lack of a sign. That was the least egregious aspect of it. They did not install any of the erosion controls properly, and they did not install them all either. They encroached upon areas that were not supposed to be encroached upon near the wetland. They discarded uncured concrete in multiple places around the site, including into groundwater on the site. So I issued them an enforcement order because they were just out of compliance with numerous items.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're going to support you on this, so is it a vote to support this enforcement order? Is that what's in order here?
Vote to ratify the order.
Ratify, okay.
Yes.
Any questions from the commission?
One last thing, if I may.
Yep.
This project was problematic from the get-go,
I
if
remember
you
that.
recall.
You probably all remember that. Yep.
And I had to, there was several mails and conversations that went out before they even got their order of conditions, because they were already starting work, they were out of compliance, and it continues. So if anybody drives by there and sees any issues, let me know, and I will try to address it. But they got a lengthy letter. It's in the ratification,
Yep.
all the details. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I need a motion to ratify the enforcement order for 187 West Main Street.
So moved.
So
Moved and seconded.
seconded.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Now, I'm not, I don't know how to say this, but I'm not, I don't have confidence in this group because it seems like a very simple project, and yet we seem not to be getting the kind of cooperation that we should get. So I think the next time you're there, you should express our great concern about this, and that we can take further action if we have to, and we're gonna. 'Cause
Thank you,
we're not
sir.
gonna- We're not gonna have this project, which is pretty simple, and people go by it every day,
Every day.
and it looks like a beautiful, potentially a beautiful project, but we're not gonna have, the proponents disrespect the resource area. So
Thank you,
make sure he
sir.
knows that.
If I may add,
Yep, please.
that this is a cease and desist, so they need to fix all this before they resume work. I've CC'd the building inspector,
Oh, good.
who in the past, the recent past, has helped in this regard by putting a hold on his permits where he feels he can.
Yep.
And they did put up a sign, I think, by Tuesday when I
I saw
drove
the
by.
sign.
But there Everything else, I have not been back there in 2 days, but everything else is not in good condition.
I'm also, I would expect it, but I'm glad to have it confirmed that we're working in conjunction with the other departments in town, and in this case, the building inspector, and I think that's terrific also.
Yeah, to the extent that they have legitimacy to do that, yes.
Very good. Okay, so we still have to, did we vote on the ratification?
We did.
We did.
Okay,
That's
good.
approved.
Okay, how about the conservation agent's report?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll try and hit the highlights. Events of importance, just to make the commission aware that the next phase of the town center rehabilitation design contract was begun by the BSC Group. The BSC Group is relatively local. My experience is they do very good work, very high caliber outfit. And so we've had an initial meeting that I was invited to. There is a small section of the town center that's in this part of the project that is in the outer riparian area. So I really, not sure at this point. They may have to do a filing, but I don't think it's going to be overly complicated.
Looking forward to it.
I've been stopping into the Wheelock Avenue Bridge project, try to get there twice a week. To this point, I see a very professional job. They're taking all the precautions. They have a lot of water treatment equipment down there, and they seem to be handling it very well. I'm impressed with the site contractor, Virgilio Brothers. They seem to be doing a good job, and I recommend going by if you want to. It's quite a sight to see this going on, how they contain the water. For Beach Street, I spent an hour with the contractor reconciling and helping him look at the wetland delineation. He had his erosion controls in the wrong place. We walked through it, did some measurements, and he moved everything. And so he should be proceeding as soon as he delineates and gets flagged out his replication area. 187 West Main Street, we just spent some time on. 90 MacArthur Drive, the RDA, with the house that burnt down. We had discussed that a few weeks ago, wondering what the outcome of that was. The house burnt down completely. So this project was to remove the foundation, and they did that. And they have done what I feel is a very good restoration of the site. The erosion controls were top-notch, and they've restored the site, and they have grass growing. I don't know if it's going to be a house site anymore. They put fill in, and they regraded the whole thing. It's all grassed. So it looks great. I stopped by, saw Bridley Pond. Really water flowing from Bridley Pond rather quickly. Singletary drawdown release is in progress. There's a lot of water moving. You may want to check that out. And so, the Blackstone Watershed Collaborative, I think we'll be hearing more from these folks occasionally. Last meeting, they asked us if they could put a sign near where they hope to have a recognized portage to put in and take out boats across from the old Cordis Mills, which is now called Spark, just below the Providence Road overpass of the Blackstone River. And the planning director, myself, and the town engineer were invited to go kayaking down the Blackstone River from there to Sutton. And we did that last Friday. And it was fun.
Wish I could have been there.
And we got to see all the falls, which I had never all seen. And we actually clambered over the electric dam because we hadn't got that much rain, so the water was still low, and we actually traversed the dam rather than going around. A little dicey, a little slippery, but it was fun. It was a good experience to see it all from the water, to see these falls, to see how, with the vegetation in the riverfront area, a lot of the development you don't see. So it's kind of a unique perspective. So that was quite enjoyable. And then they asked us to go to another portage area that they hope to have the town acquiesce to, which is near the Central Cemetery. So the older part of Central Cemetery that goes along the Blackstone River and is most directly across from the old Felter's Mill, they occasionally come in there. So they will come down from Worcester on their kayaks, where they put in at just the beginning of Millbury, and then they come all the way down the Blackstone, and they get out before the falls that goes around the old Felter's Mill, which I believe is near Water Street and River Street.
Yep.
West Street and Water Street there. There's a curve in the river. So the river flows fairly rapidly behind Puffin's Restaurant, which is on North Main Street, down behind the church, and by the old Felter's Mill. And then it goes through some falls. And it's falls, 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 until right back behind this building, where it
When you're saying
starts to come
falls,
out.
you mean rapids, right?
Rapids.
Rapids, yeah.
And so they hope to have this place recognized, and they hope to be able to be allowed to use it because it's on town property, and they might like to have some kind of steps put in there so they can portage out, maybe some stones or something put in there, but it would be on the bank of the river. So in the
pretty
future,
sure
maybe
that
we
we
can look
would-
at that.
Pretty sure we would support efforts to passively recreate on the Blackstone River, you know,
And I
for sure.
And I did convey to them that the chairman and the board in general is very open to passive recreation uses and supporting those activities. They said they have a landscape designer that they might be able to utilize to come up with, preliminary designs. So parking may be an issue there, and historically, the Cemetery Commission has not been very open to recognized recreational uses. You may recall in the past that they were not open to establishing a footpath through that area before. So maybe things will change. So I just
Well, I
want to
think-
inform the board what we're up to.
I think the Millbury Commission was not against it at the time, but the other cemetery, they raised some questions, and not necessarily objections, but questions which I think can be overcome pretty easily. So that's good news.
Thank you. Couple more little things. We sent a letter to Ahmad and Madika Wakwa of 8 Primrose, requesting that they attend one of our upcoming meetings. We gave them a few dates, and so we're hoping to hear back from them regarding the retaining wall is the major item. And Bruce Duvall, he observed that wall because he was invited up. That's the next item. He was invited up there by Mr. Frank Grogan, who's the trustee for the Park Hill Village. And they did an extensive walk around the area, looking at proposals for the walking trail.
Right, the
at
walking trail.
The admonition of the chair here. So they're looking at, it may come to fruition, and Bruce may speak on his opinion of that wall if those two items come
Oh,
together.
I hope,
Okay?
invite them to come, if they come, please invite them to come.
I hope you'll contact us for that. Last item, at the instigation of either the town clerk's office or perhaps in conjunction with the town manager's office, the clerk's office is organizing a citizens academy. And the Citizens Academy is an outreach program intended to inform the general public of how town hall works, the organizations that are in it, and what they do. And so we are currently scheduled, in other words, the Conservation Department and the Planning Department are scheduled for a presentation on March 5th. It's in the evening from 6 to 8 o'clock. So I would imagine
Must be here.
Where?
here.
Here, okay.
So I will be updating the presentation that Mr. Stead used to present to the Board of
Citizens.
Selectmen some time ago.
Yep, right.
And I will be on hand, and I can give it, or the chair give it. We haven't really discussed how we're going to do it, and we will. So that is coming up for your information or in attendance, as you will.
Good news. Can't wait to see that. That's wonderful. Questions from the commission? We have any mail, Sam?
We do. We addressed most of it, other than a regulatory action alert, and I do not know what that means. Review and comment on the Doers Small Clean Energy Project citing and permitting draft regulations. Apparently, there was a recent set of draft regulations that will require municipal permitting from each city once a year. And there are information sessions coming up on, well, no, it looks like those are over. What do we need to do
Last one,
about
I
this?
believe is Friday.
Listed, I show 6, 7, 8, and 9, October.
I think the one on the front page was the 17th or something.
Comments are due, it says, Friday,
Comments
October
are due.
17th.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
stand corrected. Sorry.
So I'm not sure what the permitting, what that requires of us or of the city, because it looks like it is a citywide thing.
Yeah, statewide, they're looking for comments to new regulations, to citing regulations. I think they're trying to streamline it like the 40B housing thing so that a proponent doesn't have to go to 5 different boards to get their permits. They're trying to consolidate that into one process whereby all the relevant boards would form a committee, review the project, and either I don't know, maybe there's a negotiation and either prove it or deny it. That was my take from that.
I received a survey questionnaire from that group, probably because I'm on a list as being the chairman, and I filled it out. So we have participated in that, a little bit anyway.
Okay. The only other mail item that we have, I think a lot of us got this from Connor this last week about the PhD student who is doing a research project on land use and conservation commissions, asking to understand, it's an anonymous survey, how you think about local political issues in the process of doing your jobs, and an invitation to participate in that.
So how do we declare that we're interested? What do we have to do to help this?
I think this is an individual thing. If you're interested, we will pass along your email information.
Was actually
no.
passed along to us already. We were notified in email.
All you have to do is click the link,
Yeah. It's
and
like
it
a
will
Google
take you
form or something-
straight to it.
something
And
like
you already clicked the link?
I haven't clicked it yet.
haven't
but
yet,
yeah,
no.
I've received
That might
it.
that might be the one I filled out.
Maybe it is.
It is, that might be the one I filled out.
Possibly.
Yeah, and it did mention Title 54, whatever, near the end, so, as far as the housing.
That
and
could be
stuff.
it then.
So that must have been it.
Yeah.
So should we send that out again?
I mean, it won't hurt, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I think we all got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
If we didn't.
Yeah. I still have it. I've just been waiting to see what. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
No action. You guys, it's your choice.
Well, individually, we can decide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
And then I have one other thing. It's not mail, it's a sales invoice. It looks like Bruce's invoice for some supplies, which I assume are for the move.
moving, okay. Right.
And
So, how much is that for?
$123.85 for assorted hardware products.
It's $123.85.
$122.85. Yes.
So we need a motion on that,
I make a motion to accept that,
to approve the,
that proof.
To approve payment,
approve payment, okay?
and I'll second.
Moved and seconded, any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, I think the minutes should hold that this is for the Trails Committee, just for the record, right?
Yep,
Sure.
for the Trails
Right.
Committee.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Okay? That's it.
That's all I have.
Anything else from the board? I don't know if anybody's on Zoom wants to talk to us, no? We are ready to sign some things. I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. And now we gotta sign some things.
So I have a question.